The present moment is all we ever have. Life unfolds in the now. Welcome to today's reflection on one of the most impactful books in recent times, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by worries about the future, regrets about the past, or just a sense of not being fully present in your own life, this book holds a powerful message for you. Tolle's teachings center on a simple yet profound idea. The key to happiness and inner peace lies in being fully present in the current moment. This might sound easy, but in a world that constantly pulls our attention to the past or future, it's a practice that takes awareness, discipline, and a shift in mindset. Together, we'll explore how the power of now can help you break free from the mental noise, live in the moment, and truly enjoy life. There is this constant battle with the mind. How often do you catch yourself replaying past mistakes or worrying about future events? It happens to all of us. Our minds are like busy machines, constantly analyzing, predicting, and evaluating. Tolle calls this psychological time, the trap of living in a state of mind that's focused on anything but the present. Our minds love to dwell on two things: the past, where we replay old conversations, feel regret for missed opportunities, or hold on to grudges. The future, where we worry about what might happen, plan endlessly, or fear the unknown. While these mental activities might seem productive, they often cause unnecessary suffering. We can't change the past, and we can't predict the future with certainty, but we can control how we experience the present. Don't get stuck in a loop of regret. Let's say you made a mistake at work. Maybe you missed a deadline or made an error in a presentation. You keep replaying that moment in your mind, feeling embarrassed, disappointed, and wishing you could go back and fix it. Every time you think about it, your body reacts. You feel anxious, tense, maybe even nauseous. But here's the truth: the mistake is already in the past. No amount of mental energy can change it. Instead, you can focus on the now. What can you do in this moment? Maybe it's an apology, a correction, or a plan to improve moving forward. The only place where action can occur is in the present moment. By living in the now, you free yourself from the weight of past regrets. One of the core ideas in The Power of Now is the ego. Tolle describes our ego as the voice in our head that thrives on problems, control, and separation. The ego constantly tells us that we're not enough, or that we need to be somewhere else, someone else, or doing something else. Ego is the part of us that identifies with our thoughts, emotions, and past experiences. It's always in a state of dissatisfaction. It's always chasing after something in the future, or holding on to something from the past. It's what makes you think, "I'll be happy when," or "I would be okay if only that hadn't happened." The ego is obsessed with time, which keeps us from experiencing the joy that is available right now. Imagine you're at a family gathering, but instead of enjoying the company, your mind is racing about work. The ego tells you, "You should be checking emails, you're wasting time here." This constant desire to control everything and be somewhere else robs you of the joy and peace available in the present moment. Imagine another scenario. You're sitting at home, and you start thinking about that promotion you didn't get last year. The ego jumps in, saying things like, "You should have fought harder," or "You're not as good as that other person who got the promotion." Suddenly, you feel your mood drop. Your stress levels rise, and you're lost in thoughts about something that no longer exists, the past. This is the ego keeping you trapped in a narrative that has nothing to do with the present. In reality, you are safe, you are here, and you are free to enjoy this moment, but the ego won't let you see that. It feeds off of the past and future, making it nearly impossible to feel at peace. Tolle urges us to recognize this egoic voice, but not let it control us. Once we become aware of it, we can choose to step out of it and focus on the now. Let's take something as simple as a walk in the park. Imagine you're walking through a beautiful forest. Birds are singing, and the sunlight filters through the leaves. But instead of enjoying the moment, your mind is consumed with thoughts like, "I need to finish that project," or "I should have said something different in that meeting." You're not actually present in the walk. You're somewhere else entirely. Now imagine you let go of those thoughts. You focus on your breath, feel the ground beneath your feet, listen to the sounds of nature, and really see the beauty around you. That's the power of being present. That's the joy that comes when we stop resisting the now and fully immerse ourselves in it. This is called consciousness. Ego versus consciousness is crucial for us to understand. Tolle contrasts the ego with what he calls consciousness, the deeper awareness beneath our thoughts. This is the part of us that is timeless and formless, the part that exists beyond the ego. When we become conscious of our thoughts, we begin to see the ego for what it is, a mere collection of mental patterns that don't define who we truly are. Here's the thing. Consciousness exists only in the present moment. When you are fully aware of the now, the ego loses its grip. This is why Tolle emphasizes the importance of mindfulness and presence, because they allow us to step out of the ego and into a state of true peace. The pain body, emotional baggage we carry. Tolle introduces the concept of the pain body. This is the emotional pain we accumulate over our lifetime, often from unresolved trauma or negative experiences. This is to say, the accumulation of emotional pain from our past that we carry with us. Every time we revisit painful memories, dwell on negative emotions, or feel resentment, we feed this pain body, making it stronger. It becomes part of our identity, influencing how we see ourselves and the world. Remember, the pain body thrives on old wounds. It feeds on our sadness, anger, and frustrations. And like the ego, the pain body pulls us away from the present moment by keeping us stuck in past hurts. For example, let's say you've had a difficult relationship in the past. Even if that relationship is long over, the pain body might cause you to react strongly when you face even small conflicts in your current relationships. The pain from the past gets triggered and overpowers your sense of peace in the now. But here's the thing. When we stay present, it loses its power. This is where the practice of mindfulness comes in. By observing your emotions without judgment, you can recognize the pain body when it's activated and choose not to let it control your actions. Do you want to see the pain body at work? Picture this. You're in an argument with a loved one. They say something that triggers a past hurt, and suddenly you're not just reacting to their words. You're reacting to every similar moment from the past. Your pain body takes over and you say things you later regret. To break free from the pain body, Tolle teaches that the only way is through presence. If you stay present, you can observe your emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. You recognize that the strong reaction you're feeling isn't just about the current argument. It's about unresolved pain from the past. By staying in the now, you're able to respond more calmly and thoughtfully, avoiding unnecessary conflict. Let's get practical. How do you actually practice being present when your mind is constantly trying to pull you into the past or future? Tolle offers some powerful techniques. First, observe your thoughts. Simply become an observer of your mind. When thoughts of the past or future arise, don't judge them. Instead, acknowledge them and gently bring your focus back to the present. Second, focus on the breath. Your breath is always happening in the now. It's a powerful anchor to the present moment. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, focus on your breathing. Feel the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. This instantly brings your attention to the present. Finally, use your senses. Engage your 5 senses to ground yourself in the present moment. What can you hear right now? What can you see, smell, or feel? By tuning into your surroundings, you become more anchored in the present. Let's take another example of handling overwhelm at work. Picture a typical workday where you're juggling multiple tasks, deadlines are looming, and stress is building. Your mind is racing, thinking about all the things you need to get done. The anxiety starts to build and you feel paralyzed. Now, try shifting your focus to the present. Take a few deep breaths and focus on one task at a time. Instead of worrying about the future or getting overwhelmed by everything on your plate, you stay grounded in the now. This not only calms your mind, but also makes you more productive and effective in your work. Living in acceptance. Embracing what is another profound teaching in the power of now is the concept of acceptance. We often resist the present moment, especially when it's uncomfortable. But Tolle teaches that resistance creates suffering. When we accept what is, we free ourselves from the need to control everything. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means starting from a place of clarity, seeing the situation for what it is, without judgment or resistance. From that place, we can take appropriate action, but without the stress and tension that comes from fighting reality. Let's look at another example. Imagine you're stuck in a traffic jam. Normally, you'd feel frustrated, angry, and maybe even anxious about being late. But what if instead you accepted the situation? You can't change the traffic, but you can choose how you respond. By accepting the moment as it is, you let go of the frustration. You might even use the time to listen to a podcast, practice deep breathing, or simply enjoy the quiet. Acceptance turns stressful situations into opportunities for peace. The spiritual dimension. It is a way of connecting to being. Tolle also touches on the spiritual dimension of living in the now. He refers to this as being, a deeper sense of connection with the universe. When we are fully present, we align ourselves with the flow of life itself. This isn't tied to any specific religion, but it's about feeling a sense of unity, peace, and purpose that goes beyond our individual ego. When we stop living in the past or future, we tap into this deeper connection, where intuition, creativity, and joy naturally arise. So as we wrap up, remember that life is happening right now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, right now. The more we practice staying present, the more we can experience true peace, joy, and fulfillment. The next time you find your mind racing with worries or regrets, take a breath, focus on the now, and remind yourself, this moment is all there is, and in this moment, you have the power to change your experience. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the power of now. May your days be filled with presence, peace, and the deep joy that comes from living fully in the moment.